Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Wednesday, February 26th, 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2025. Scientists are in shock as they find a gigantic base 100 feet below the ice in the North Pole. We'll have more on that in a minute. As a planetary parade, an ultra rare planetary alignment is peaking this week. And all you need to do is get out and look up. Keep calm. It's boom time. Winter weather is returning to the west. Here's what you need to know about the big shift. If current modeling pans out, it could be a Colorado meteorological potpourri. From Monday to Wednesday of next week, we could have both severe storms and significant snows. A recent Plains tornado was rated EFU. Well, FU too. You read that right. Here's what it means. It means EF, uncertain or unknown. So they don't know what the EF rating is, so they're going to rate it EFU. Well, an FU too. Here's the full forecast. Areas of rain and snow moving into the mid-Atlantic and New England. We'll see several clipper systems, as well as it looks like weather is going to be moderating until sometime midweek next week, when severe weather explodes across the central states. A series of clipper systems will bring areas of rain and snow showers from the Great Lakes into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic through early weekend. A strong clipper may produce heavier snow and gusty winds this weekend. Let's take a look at those models. Here you can see that clipper system developing on Thursday and moving out by Friday. Another one behind it Saturday will hit the Northeast through Sunday, fun day. And then we get a series of storms in the West, one after another, bringing mountain snow. And that is the severe weather threat developing right there next week, Tuesday into Wednesday, for Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and then transitioning to the Delmarva there in the mid-Atlantic, and that will be later in the week, Thursday and into Friday, and then offshore with some cold air behind it, some stringers, and some snow. Ho, ho, ho. Let's take a look at this total snowfall as we enter March and meteorological spring. Ding, dang. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So by the end of the weekend, the big winner chicken dinner is going to be the Northeast as far as snow. Luckily, in the Four Corners region, we're going to be picking up some moisture here. We're in a big deficit, so good news there. And then we'll get another storm right after this. Here is March 3rd, Monday, March 3rd, Tuesday, March 4th, Wednesday, March 5th, Thursday, March 6th. So you can see a parade of storms, winter storms, creating rain and snow. And by the time we hit midweek next week here, Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be seeing some severe weather in the south as well. Seismic update. No real quakes of note. Moderate activity worldwide as we're awaiting a coronal hole stream to affect us in the next 48 hours. Could kick off some major seismicity as we've got some big coronal holes to discuss in just a moment. Low-level activity in the West Coast, normal activity worldwide. We've got some Kamchatka action, 4.6, but nothing really significant in Greece. The biggest quake they could pull off, this was in Italy, 4.5, so nothing happening in Greece as those seismic swarms at Campi Flegrei and Santorini come to an end. Worldwide volcano news for the 26th of February, Reventador, a 14,000-foot blast today. Nevado de Ruiz on the list. Ibu to 7,000 feet. The 11th paroxysm has occurred at Kilauea, and it's already over. On our Oppenheimer Ranch project on Rumble, we live stream the entire event. 11 hours and 36 minutes of the 11th paroxysm. There's 1.8 thousand people have already viewed it, so go get it if that interests you. Who knew? Now you do. Continuing with the list, we've got Lava flow from Etna continuing after it reactivated on the 22nd of February. This is confirmed from thermal satellite acquisitions from ESA Sentinel-2, as you can see here. And there is a more enhanced image of the Etna lava flow update. Dukono to 8,000 feet, Liwatobe to 6,000 feet, Semadu on the list. Ibu to 7,000, Nevado de Ruiz, 20,000 foot puff there. Reventador to 14,000 foot, Santaguito to 14,000 foot as well. Liwatobe to 12,000 foot today. Possible volcanic ash from Reventador, Dukono to 8,000 foot, Liwatobe to 6,000, and Semadu, who knew? Volcanic ash has been reported. Ibu to 7,000 feet today. Sakurajima, 8,000 foot puff. Sangay to 19,000 foot. And wrapping up the list is Santaguito, a 13,000 foot puff there. And that brings us to space weather news for today. You can see those major coronal holes have passed center disk, and the plasma streams from those holes will be hitting us anytime soon. Maybe starting in just the next 24 hours. February 28th and the 29th, the detailed forecast showing enhanced geomagnetic effects, potentially reaching G1 geomagnetic storm on the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th. So a long duration plasma stream coming from these coronal holes may trigger earthquakes and maybe auroral displays. Other than that, the CMEs from these flares are quite insignificant and will do no damage to our planet. Now, if you want to see a spectacular display in the night sky, and they're calling it a planetary alignment, but it's not. It's just a line in the sky. So it's a planetary parade is more legitimate as far as a description. The ultra rare alignment is peaking this week. You won't be able to see this many planets in a single night sky as the sun sets for maybe another 100 years or so. So that's the big news. You'll be able to see Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all at the same time, all as the sun sets in North America. So get out and look up. Well, and take a chart with you so you know what you're looking at. We've shared it last night on previous shows, so go get it. Lost in the rainforest for 150,000 years. This discovery rewrites human history, and we're talking about the Ivory Coast in Africa. Stone tools like this one were excavated at the Anyama site, and they reveal that humans were present at the rainforested site roughly 150,000 years ago. All the links will be below. Now, scientists are in shock. NASA's ultra-powerful radar detects a giant base just 30 meters below the North Pole, below the ice. NASA's incredibly sophisticated radar detected a massive base 30 meters below the North Pole and below the ice. Researchers have discovered a historic U.S. military nuclear test site by using a powerful airborne radar to study Greenland's ice sheets. Researchers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory have discovered a defunct military installation hidden beneath the ice in Greenland. A structure tens of meters below the surface was discovered by scientists using a high-precision radar. Now, the area constructed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in 1959 is now 100 feet below the surface. So if we are burning up and we are catastrophically losing ice on Greenland, how is this nuclear test site base 60, 75 years ago now under 100 feet of ice? That's my question. Critical thinking is needed. And good news about critical thinking and the new administration. The EPA moves to ditch a finding that greenhouse gases cause harm, which labeled them as a pollutant. And Joe Nova does a great job at breaking this all down on her blog, like dropping napalm on the whole climate blob, or scam, however you want to put it. The U.S. EPA recommends dropping the endangerment finding. And I know that sounds like a lot of gobbledygook, but the endangerment finding would mean a full-blown warfare against all things climate. If the administration were to reverse the endangerment finding, greenhouse gases would no longer need to be regulated under the Clean Air Act. Presumably, EPA would then simply move to revoke all of Biden's major climate rules regulating cars, trucks, power plants, oil and gas operations, making us all poor. And, well, you got the grift. There's a lot of shocking stuff happening now. But to completely deny climate change and any federal obligation to control the pollution that is driving it would be shockingly irresponsible, according to David Doniger. The only thing he doesn't know is that CO2 is not the climate control knob. And if we remove it and stop regulating it as a pollutant, you and I will have a lot more money in our pockets. Energy prices will be much cheaper, and we will be on a much better path to a sustainable future on Earth. Guys, we want to be more sustainable, and as we've been demonetized on Magnetic Reversal News on YouTube, we ask you to join us over on Rumble, on both of our new channels on Rumble, Oppenheimer Ranch Project on Rumble, and Magnetic Reversal News on Rumble. Yesterday, I put up a new expose on the Dalton Minimum Cosmic Catastrophe on Magnetic Reversal News on Rumble. We'll link it below. Subscribe to us there. Support us there. And like we said earlier in the show, the entire 11.5-hour 11th paroxysm of Kilauea was live streamed over at Oppenheimer Ranch Project on Rumble. If you're subscribed and you follow us on both of those channels, you will get all of the notifications and you will actually know when we do an upload. Yeah, they don't shadow ban. There's no censorship on Rumble, which is why in the next few years, everything will migrate to Rumble. Let's rumble in the jungle. And good news, we were on Quite Frankly tonight. It was well received. 1,000 people watched live on just one platform that we were looking at. So this is the beginning of a relationship with Quite Frankly, where I believe Lee and I will be going on the show to discuss numerous topics. You can follow him over on YouTube if you want, but most of the people watch on Rumble at Quite Frankly. In fact, we've got almost 5,000 views on our interview, which just ended an hour ago. And quite an interview indeed. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video. We are demonetized on YouTube, Magnetic Reversal News, and shadow banned on YouTube on Oppenheimer Ranch Project, which is why we hope you all join us on Rumble. Be safe. We love you. And that is a boom. Oh yeah, become a Patreon too.